Coming to you at 1000 hours, 21 minutes, Monday, December 3rd, 2018. The last one I did, I forgot to do the time. I had to put the time on there when I did that. Trance. Shall we overcome? Have we overcame the trance that we are in and have yet to overcome the trance? A trance is a state of mind, a mentality now have captured our emotions, our feelings, and our life, of taking us over, of showing us through a stimuli. So they placed us in an environment and told us this is what we are and this is who we are. And we have no recollection because all they did is trance. Of the things that I'll speak about when I do a live on that or a topic on that soon. Trance spells curses and is done through, we don't want to believe it. A lot of us don't want to believe it, through religion. All religion is under the same order. If you don't know that, study the order of your religion. Study the names of your religion. Study the meanings, the word, thing you call God. Study the word. Go to translation, go to language. And if you keep getting the same runaround, guess what happens? They all derive from one another. How can one be higher and stronger and better than the other when they all derive from one another? There's no perfect, there is no whole, there is no establishment saying this is the only. There is no such thing as only. There is no thing as only. There is no only. If you put yourself in the only state you can be in is if it's natural or spiritual. And we have no spiritual understanding right now because we are separated and invited to the point where we, as you're in your own person, in your own body, you don't even have control under. You under a spell. You're in the curse. You're, like you call it, sin. You're in the trance. You have, and it's through spirituality. It's supernatural. You cannot understand, but you can't explain. As I said before, there is no spiritual perception that I cannot explain. I may not explain it for you, but if I say something, I want something to work and it worked, that is understanding. I don't need to justify. I don't need to keep trying to come up with some miraculous, how we call immaculate except birth, immaculate birth that happened without the actual seed being implanted. It took a spirit. It needed a seed to implant it. So to be under a trance, you needed a seed. What is the seed that put us under the trance? It's the religion. It's the tradition that's passed down, knowing is wrong. As if I know, if I'm in the military, they told me to run across to capture the flag. And I know that will cause death, or if that will cause harm to other people, let alone myself, I don't have to listen to that command. But if you're in a trance, don't matter how wrong the trance is, don't matter how much is going to keep you in what you are, you're going to follow the trance. That's what you're under. You're under a spell to only follow and not to try to figure out to understand. They say in reading is fundamental, mental knowledge is power. How come your knowledge only stops at what you're trying to follow? Think about that. If you're following someone and there's a brick wall in a way, that's not the only way around that brick wall. There's different paths. As I say, this is your path, this is your journey. There's other ways around this wall. You could have started way back there before you got to the wall to start making your path and journey so you could get around the wall and you to be on the other side of the wall and be about your progress. You would be moving forward. Yes, you can. And you can slow down, yes, you can, and call that evil. Who told? How is a command giving yourself, acknowledging your power, evil? And you slow it down and it says something else. Well, if you slow down, if you break down, because you're breaking down the word, if you break down the word for true understanding, wouldn't that make a lot of things you do evil? So you have to start understanding what you're doing. You're still under a trance. You have not broken free of what they told you what you should. It's being nurtured, fostered, and breeded. It's evil. It's hate. And I want to say this. The reason black people are in slavery is not because of a disobedience. It's come from an understanding. If you, this is your home, this is your positive area. Anything outside your home is negative. Somebody knocks at your door, ring your doorbell, come to your window. Once you welcome them in, you open up all avenues. And if that's rebellion, because you're welcoming people, and then I don't understand rebellion and it's coming against. They didn't come against you. You didn't come against them. You had an understanding. I'm going to freely be friendly despite what they do to me. And that's the beef. That's what I hate. If my creator can hate, I can hate. If my creator can judge, I can judge. I can judge in a right perspective. And the most of the perspective is under good and right and righteous judgment. Righteous is the understanding to know that this is wrong. You're saints. We call people saints. A lot of people are not saints. We call saints. They're the most evilest people you can ever meet. Just because you donate to a homeless shelter, that don't make you a good person. You can claim that on your taxes, and you know that. So I will not give claim, oh, he's a good person. She's no. Go do it without a money coming in. Go do it when it requires your real time and effort, your blood, sweat, and tears. It requires an energy of vibration in you of an esteem to be exalted and to be expounded on and to edify. If you're not edifying no one or nothing around you, how is it getting better? How are you even a better person? You said you are better than you were yesterday. What made you better? So as you fall in line, you're falling in line. That's what trance do. You're not going to break free. You're not going to break up because you're going to go up. You're going to elevate. We call it, and I love the word that the young lady was using, Miss Lena. She said, not level up, elevate. I'm going to elevate, move up. We supposed to be coming into a higher power of self. But if you keep relying, you keep blaming, and you keep looking for a savior, you can't elevate yourself. You're going to always sit down here and you're going to wonder why people are up here because they elevated. You want to level up because your level up is only looking for a savior. I don't need a savior to get me out of my wrong. I need for me to understand what I'm doing is wrong. Excuse me. Somebody talking about me. 2 sneezes. So if I don't understand that what I'm doing is wrong, I don't care how much, I don't care what I do, how I do it. I have to come to a salute you too, my brother. And I have to come to an understanding as I rise, I meet my mark, I get my point to a destination. I have to be the best me I can. So if you're falling in line under a trance, you're only going to fall in line with what they're saying. That's why I say I am very logical and practical. This won't be long. And a lot of people cannot understand and fathom why they do what they do. My greatest example is, why should a man do this? Because you will hear a lot of sayings when a man should do this and a man should do that. Why? If you come across a person, this is for me. I don't know. This is just a challenge to you. Guide yourself to the truth you seek for all truth. Don't just seek. And I learned this. If a truth have a lie in it, how is it a truth? And I learned for order for us to work, we need a little bit of truth to tell a lie. So you need a truth and a lie. I can tell the truth. I can put a truth and a lie and keep lying. Guess what it is? It's a lie. You cannot have two together that don't work together. A lie and truth never, lie versus truth never works together. Only what works together will work begot. So if evil begot evil, how can two negatives become positive? They're going to begot negative. Negative begot negative. Positive begot positive. So if you surround yourself with people that's constantly negative, yes, a lie can be told enough, eventually to believe to be the truth. I even wrote that down, my brother. I wrote this years and years back. Where did I put it at? Truth versus fact. Truth outshines fact because at the end, you can change the fact to become the truth. I stated this before. If we have a meeting And at the meeting, I say take the minutes. The minutes is when you write down everything that's said and worded in the meeting as per se of what you're speaking about today. And I tell you in this meeting, a dog have 3 heads, 3 tails, and six legs. You're gonna write that down. And since today we're doing it at 1000 hours and 31 minutes on Monday, December 3rd, 2018. And if I go 1 year from now, I don't know what day it would be on, but it'd be December 3rd, 2018 at 1000 hours and 31 minutes. And what would you repeat back? You would have to say the dog had 3 heads, six of wherever I said 6 tails, 3 tails, and 6 legs. That's a fact because that's what I said last year. But for truth, that's not the truth. We know most dogs, just like most people, we're born with 5 hands, 2 eyes. Some anomalies happen and things happen to people where not. But we know a dog have 1 leg, 1 tail, and 4 legs. Was that some anomaly happen? But we understand those anomalies. But in the truth, we know that's not the truth. So if somebody telling you, so just think about this. Years and years, generation after generation after generation, that's a trance. We're breeding it, we're fostering it, and then we're nurturing it into people saying, this is what we should believe in. But if you take the time out to study what you believe in, how and what you believe, and if you find a lie, how are you still following the lie? That's the trance we're in. So it don't matter. My even friend told me I'm too old to start going against what I learned. But his standard was what he believed in. How was his standard? But if your standard is what you believe in, how are you beating? How are you treating women wrong? How are you womanizing? How was that? And that I think when you talk, because I want to hear you, I want you to hear me when I speak. It's no way I can say I live a lifestyle. I did lifestyle versus, can't recall the other name. I don't know if I made a live for it or I made a whole bunch of lives. And I don't remember which one. It was lifestyle versus who you are or improve or something of that nature. How are you saying this is your lifestyle? This is your standard, but you're going against your standard. But just because you've gotten better, do I supposed to forget what you've done? So if I was your friend and you abused me through your words and physically 3-4 years or even a year later, do I supposed to forget? I can forgive you, but you cannot say that's your standard. Because what you have to do now, that have to become your lifestyle. Just because you was a thief, you hurt someone and it's been a year, that don't mean that's your lifestyle now. Lifestyle is a life. It's a whole practice from, I'm 36. I can't say, well, I never lied. I've lied before. But after I understood what I know I should and shouldn't do, that became my lifestyle. Daily, every day I live that life. Until you do that every day, you have not changed. So if you're saying this is who you believe, this is what you believe, this is how you live, this is what you do, you got to make sure that is information you actually took the time out to actually study or research. And even spirit, I say I get this from the spirit, but I still go back and I go to a library. You should have a library card. I don't care how old you are. Have a library card. You should be doing your own. This book, if this was a book called Record, and if I had got another book called Record and another book called Record, all these books on record of the account should all have something at least similar to each other. If any of these books vary from words and understanding and translation, I got to dig a little deeper. Or now what I have to do is like, is this the truth? So that's where we at in trances. In the world we in now, things we are doing, we are under a trance. You love yourself. You either love yourself or you don't. You either love people or you don't. You either care about people or you don't. I don't play that. Well, I admire you when you only doing good. Do you love me when I'm doing bad? And by bad, I mean doing things that's not of me. And just a simple understanding, somebody can be doing drugs. They don't have to be hurting people. We like not being funny. I'm not defending that. Somebody doing crack, that don't mean they were robbing and stealing. You got people, we call them functional crackheads, that go to work every day, make an honest living, that have a business, They may not be married or they may be married, and it's affecting their family, but they're not bringing nothing to those people. They're not hurting people to get their drugs. Put it that way. I'm not defending that, but then you have people that's under, but they're both bad. So I'm not defending bad just because it sounds good because I'm single and I'm having sex with a whole bunch of women. Well, I'm married. I'm having sex with a whole bunch of women. Either way it go, young men and women, that don't sound good. Either way you look at it. So you're telling me the spells and the curses you are under, it's okay over here, but over here is wrong because you have a different. But you have to. I look at myself. My obligation is to be example. Already have my focus, purpose, mission, and position. Already know what foundation I'm under. I'm not under some watered down foundation. I'm not under somebody else's foundation. I don't follow somebody else's command steps, but I do love wise counsel and and wise advice. I can utilize it for me and to better myself. So when someone tells me that may be wrong, let me go check. So what I say unto one, I say unto all. It's your path, it's your journey. Choose wisely. The trance we are in now is we're a few of the trances I want to call out. If you are divided and separated through your family based on your beliefs, based on your capital gain, so your monetary status, your status quo, your income, the materialistic thing, you are in a trance. If you believe in things and not know, if you not know what you're talking about, I'm going to just give an example. I don't know what's happening to hell is real, but I'm not going to do things that's like, if that's like you is like you. But such as for me, I'm not going to do those things that I know that is wrong for me. I have to go to bed at night. I have to look myself in the mirror at the end of the day. What you do with yourself, what you do behind your doors and closed doors and behind your curtains is up to you. But I know I want to go to sleep at night. So for me, I'm not going to do things that's unlike me. Some other things that we do that let us know we under a trance, we just believe people just to believe them. We take them at their word. But my mother always said this: trust someone until they give you a reason not to trust them. I trust you when I first meet you. Hopefully, and you can be lying to me, but once you show me a reason not to trust you, I step back little by little. I don't have to remove my people. I will see memes and posters on social media, or I'll listen to people conversation because I'll take public transportation. I would never do a lot of things. Like one thing I hear people doing, I got away from him or her because they was hurting me. If someone's hurting me, eventually we fade away. I know I don't have to allow access and power to my ability for them to hurt me. So as we work and we move around this world, watch out. There's trances that we are constantly in. We are constantly in. Get up, move your life for the better of you. Try to be freed, healed, and delivered from these trances. Only you can figure out things in your life that you know is not good for you and that you need to get out of. And if you feel as things that you trust and believe in are not working for you, if it's not working, go look up some of the information. Ask for help. Ask for a wise counsel and advice. So you have a great day. I just wanted to give you that real quick because that was given to me in the spirits. We are still in a trance. We're still taking on what the past have gave us. We have not got free, really. We're becoming more aware. But some of us still have shutters and blinders and still in front of our face, and the curtain have not been lifted. We have not have revelation. I have given revelation, so do your best. So I'm going to leave it at that. I hope you understand. Hope you do some of your own research into what trances are. What trances are you falling in? What trances are you doing every day? What curses, spells, incantations that you constantly put on yourself? That's not, you say that's not your sickness. That's not your depression. So long.